I think some of my darkest moments were, how did my body let me down like this? As Dr. Bose told me, you're stereotypical of my angriest patients because you're healthy, you're fit, you take care of yourself, and there's just no way around this. It just happens. I've been to several of the Illumination galas and cried every single time I saw a video, never thinking that I would be on the video. Knowing I wasn't going to be on the video, I was way too healthy for that. It's heartbreaking to see people going through it, and it was always very difficult to watch. But I never thought I would be a person on the screen. And I guess that goes to show that you never know.
Well, she's my wife. She's everything. You know, she's it. She's the bomb. You know, she's the mother of my kids. She's tough. You know, she's a strong person. I think the hardest part of this last year were the points when she was losing her confidence or when she was scared. That's the hard part. That was the part that scared me or was the hardest part of the process.
I was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer. It was triple positive, which means I had HER2.
A year ago, there was nothing there. So within a year, this tumor developed. It moved so quickly into the lymph nodes because the HER2 is an aggressive type of cancer.
I think we all believe that we understand the importance of research. And we've seen the stories, and we've raised money, and we've donated money, but you never really understand the importance of research until you are in the position to be the recipient. I went to Siteman because there was no question in my mind that that was where I needed to be to get the best care that I was going to get.
When Dr. Bose got involved in our case, he was concerned that there were some uniquenesses in Anna's situation, connecting the family history, the type of cancer, and said before we move forward with radiation, I want to do some additional testing because I want to be satisfied that that won't be counterproductive, that won't actually cause more damage. That was pretty comforting to know that A, he was digging into her file that deeply and paying attention, and B, he was that well read and that current.
If it wasn't for Dr. Bose, I wouldn't be able to live a normal life like I'm living now. I would live in fear of what's next or when it's gonna come back, and he's given me that assurance that move ahead, go on with life and don't look back. I don't have the energy that I had before, but I have to keep remembering that I just finished treatment not that long ago, and that my energy levels will come back.
Well, before cancer, I spent most of my time trying to keep up with Anna, and whether it was on the bike or training for a triathlon or a yoga class or whatever it was, now it's a little bit more balanced. She slowed down a little bit so I can keep up.
Probably the only thing that will be different is that I will absolutely enjoy every moment and respect it more than I ever have in the past. I am so fortunate that there is a target drug for my cancer because it enhances my chances of surviving this cancer. I just don't think there's any way to appreciate the importance of the research and how lucky we are that we have Siteman here and those resources at our fingertips.
You know, I'm looking at my wife who's gone through this, and her sister went through a different type of breast cancer, but I've got a daughter. And if they can develop a vaccine, which I think they're in the early stages of testing or developing, I mean, we got to be all in on trying to figure that out.
When I went to Siteman for treatment, I never would have expected that it wouldn't bother me. A girlfriend of mine told me when I was halfway through, she said, I just don't know how you handle coming down here. It feels like death. And I said to her, you know what? When you're in my shoes, this feels like life. This hospital, this floor in particular, and what they're doing here, it feels like life. Because what they're giving all of us is a second chance.